Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes and it's been a while. I had so many things planned, but I just celebrated my birthday. It was November 3rd, and then I also went to another anime convention. I have some goodies that I am going to show you in another video. But I had all these things that I wanted to do and I didn't get to do them. But today we're going to become a pumpkin. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to be using Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. I always try my best to include every product that I use in the description. And if it's still available, I include links. If it's not available anymore, I let you know if it's discontinued. So if you're ever curious about what I'm using on my face, just check the description. I promise you it's there. I've already done my brows. I know before I said that I wasn't going to cut them anymore, but it got to the point where it wasn't looking good, like at all. And trying to fill them in, like some parts were too thin, some parts weren't thin enough to my liking, and just trying to fill it in was actually really tough. So I cut it, and I like them being sharp again, so that's really fun. Now we are going to use some color corrector. Again, the same color corrector that I always use, the super orange one. I could actually go, I think, for a peach, but this one works too. It's LA Girl. I do have my little mirror right here, so that's why my head is kind of turned. And now I was stupid and I popped a pimple in my T-zone, and that is taking 500 hours to heal back up. And I know that it's gonna leave a scar, you guys, and I'm like, I should be used to this, but I did it to myself, so it's fine, I guess. Just gonna use this foundation brush from Joa. I don't know what's going on with Joa. I've definitely sung their praises before on my channel, but I checked the website and all of it is like gone, but a lot of the OG product is still at CVS, so it's like really weird. I don't know what's going on, or if they're gonna bring back all of the original things that they had on their website. I might have used too much. I am looking like a tomato instead of a pumpkin, but it's okay. Today I am going to be using a full coverage foundation that many miss because it got reformulated and the company got bought out by someone else, and just everything's changing, everything's going downhill. Eventually I am going to have to just like update my foundation, my concealer, because a lot of the stuff that I use now, once it's done, it's done. Once it's done, it's gone. I do have my little heart-shaped foundation holder. I'm going to be using the Cover FX Original Power Play Foundation in the shade N110. A little bit used to go a long way, so it just, ooh, there we go. So like, I'm going to do 2 drops and start there. But yeah, I used to love this foundation. It's definitely full coverage. You used to cover everything. And I liked it so much for like my dark spots. You won't be able to see them. And then I found out what they did. So I am quite disappointed because I also have the cream version of this foundation in the same shade, N110, and I don't even know if they kept the cream version around. Okay, I think this is probably as good as it's going to get, but I definitely need a concealer because my face is just looking so flat. Okay, so I'm just going to be using Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 20 Sand. I typically use one a little bit darker. Yeah, I think that one's just a little bit lighter than what I wanted right now, but we're just gonna go for it. Gonna get my little bulbous nose. I'll put a little right there. And I am going to use the very same foundation brush. I might have to swap brushes soon. Yeah, no, I think it was a bit lighter than what I wanted. And by a bit, I mean a lot. I go in with a different concealer just right on top. That's fine. I think I'm actually going to go in with another Maybelline Fit Me. This one's 50 Cafe. It's a little bit darker. It's also a little bit warmer. A lot warmer than sand. And I'll see if I like that together. My nose, and then I only want to blend out just a little bit on the tip of my nose, because now I feel like since I put on that much concealer, I'm gonna have to powder, and I typically don't because I don't go anywhere. So that's why I usually don't powder anything down, and because my creases are so bad, it's going to crease anyway. Who cares? So I am actually going to go with a little bit on top of the concealer that I put on my chin. It's not the worst in the world. It's also not the best in the world. I typically would have used a sponge as well, but they're all in the bathroom, so we can't do that. So for powder, I'm just going to go into Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder. I think this is just, well, the Mineral Finishing Powder in Translucent #1. It's fine. I really don't have a favorite setting powder if I really think about it. I mean, I have the e.l.f. HD powder, which is kind of nice because it has like a little shimmery in it, so if you want a little bit of shine but you also want to set, I think that one's good. This Laura Mercier one, it's fine. I found it at TJ Maxx and it's pretty good. I mean, it gets the job done. I'm just gonna lightly set under here. Another one I had a really long time ago was the KVD Beauty like Locket setting powder. That one I actually really liked, because when they said Locket, they meant Locket for sure. Some powder under my eye a little bit. I remember I used to try to like bake and set, and I did not like how it looked on me, but I just felt like that's what you need to do. That's what you have to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, guys. I also get around my nose because my T-zone can be a bit oily after a while. Probably the oiliest part of my face is definitely my nose. Sometimes my forehead, but not really. Okay. We've powdered. I definitely look powdered. That's the only spot that I'm going to powder. If I do end up doing all over face powder, then I'm going to use the e.l.f. one instead. So I think I am going to move on to blush. I'm reaching into my absolute favorite trio, pulled from a very old BH Cosmetics, like, it was like a nude blushed neutrals palette. That palette was terrible. The formula was terrible. It was patchy. It was ashy. It was all like the same 5 shades of brown, but the blushes were great. That's why I kept them. So I am going to be just reaching into this kind of like peachy shade right here for what I want, because remember, I want to be a pumpkin today, And I actually don't have an orange blush anymore. I think I sold them all. I would get them and be like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And then I would never keep them because I realized I was never going to wear it. Should have kept them. Because now that I actually wear more orange, it would have been a great addition. I'm using this really big brush from Real Techniques. I mean, you can like kind of see it, not really, a little bit. I usually mix it with the other shades, but I don't want it to be like that deep. I just kind of want to be like just a flush of color, essentially. And I also don't want to bring it down too low, stay up, like up by my eye. That's kind of how I've been really liking my blush. I used to put blush all over my face, specifically like my nose, and now I don't really do that anymore. So could I say that I'm growing? Could I say that I'm evolving? Maybe. Just maybe. So just a little bit. I might add some more blush later. But for now, I might put a little on my nose. I'm not sure yet. And I'm going to save highlighter for last because I want to put my eye makeup on and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, now we are going to hop into my eyes. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit more so you can see me mess up all the time. Hi, hello, it's me, Debbie. So we are just going to put on my Super Base from Revolution. One of the few things that I've kept from Revolution. I feel like I had more in the past. But then it just got to the point where they're messy. They're like really messy. I should use a smaller brush to blend this out, but I will not. It's very watery, a little thick. So I'm just going to lightly pat it in and pat it out. Alright, I'm just going to quickly jump in. The palette I've chosen today for me to look like a pumpkin is Hocus Pocus 2 because it has a really awesome orange and a really awesome like forest green that literally looks perfect for a pumpkin. So I'm probably just going to start with the dark green. It's literally just going to be this shade. I might add black and then this right here and this right here. So we're gonna hop right in because the creasing is beginning and that's like my least favorite thing. Tap, tap, tap. Actually, I think I'm just gonna tap it on and I'm gonna pack it on and then we're going to blend it out quickly. It's a really nice deep green. And kind of shape it. I think my air just turned on. Kind of shape it out. Pack on a little bit more and then we're just going to start blending it out. It's very nice. I wish that they didn't make all of these like limited edition. Because I feel like this palette was around like a lot less compared to the very, very first collab that they came out with. Especially when I blend it in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then it's gonna go right into the orange. I think I may have blended this one out in particular not as well as the other one. So I am going to add some more green back in, but first I want to get down the orange. I'm going to pick up a lot. I love that there's like a little skull embossed into the orange shade. It's like super cute. The orange isn't... It's not going on as well as I thought it would. Maybe a second pat. like that at all. It comes off so pigment. Maybe it's because of my primer. Maybe my primer is still a bit too sticky. I don't know. I think it applied on this eye a lot better than on this one. And that's just weird to me. So now I'm like, do I want to cut the crease instead? Because this orange is not giving me what I thought it would. Wow, I've never been like more disappointed in my life. I'm gonna dip back into the green. Blend that back out. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to cut the crease, which could go either way if I'm being honest. I haven't done it in a very long time. But we will try. Oh, here we go. We're starting. Not very good. Okay. But we live and we learn. I'm gonna bring it up a little higher. Maybe that's high enough. Maybe that's not high enough. I don't know. I'm not a resident crease cutter, so I don't really know. That's probably as good as it's gonna get. I think for this eye, I am gonna go into the orange shimmer and see if maybe that saves this. Whoa, okay, okay. Let me use a little brush to clean it up. I love the orange. I just feel like the deeper orange is not... It's not as good as I was hoping that it would be. Since this is the first time that I'm actually using this orange. I'm gonna blend that back in. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't know, I'm a little bummed. Okay, we're gonna go back in and try to cut the crease for my other eye. Oh no, I don't think they match. They don't, but they're close. They're close. But now I'm like, does that... I can't really tell, even in my hand mirror. I can't necessarily tell if they're matching properly. But you know what? We're gonna move on. And we're gonna apply the green shimmer instead. Watch me hate this. Like, watch me just absolutely hate it. Wow, I don't. It's actually really, really nice. Once I like fix it up a little bit, I think it'll be great. Just a little more because some of that orange is peeking through where it meets the deeper green. This I think it's a little funner. I think it's a little nicer. I am gonna go back into that orange to try and fix this part right here. And just from looking at it, I think I actually could have probably gone up a little higher for the orange side, but I don't hate it. I'm going to put a little bit of orange on my under eye. On this side. And it doesn't necessarily have to meet the green. I just want it to be visible, even just a little bit, because my eye bags are very big, very prominent. is what it is. And yeah, you can pretty much see it, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna dip in with the same brush into the green instead. And we're gonna go green on this side. Just towards the outer corner, and so maybe like the middle. And I'll bring down this orange a little bit more. Right to the middle, and then deeper in the green. And I'm gonna dip into that orange shimmer just one more time. Okay, all right. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna contour off camera, and I will be right back so that I can finish up the eyes, we can do a little lip, and we can close out. Okay, all right, this is what we're working with right now. I am gonna go in and add this really awesome like duochrome shade right here because it has green in it, and I just think that that's cool. Oh, you can't really see it. So it's definitely more of a topper shade, that's for sure. So I'm going to bring it in a little bit more. But in person, you can pretty much just see straight up green. I also might like it better since it's just going on top of green anyway. It's a little flaky though, but again, it's really just a topper. I don't know if you can really see it too well. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get. You can kind of see it, and that's fine. As you can see, I did contour. It's a little too dark for what I was going for, which is my fault. And then I did contour my nose, and so now I think we are just gonna move on to highlighter, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the green one that I always use now. It's from the Scooby-Doo and Glamlite collab, and it is sold out, sadly. This was one of the, and I also didn't even buy it through Glamlite. Someone didn't want it. I was lucky. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. highlighting brush for this. Oh, but it pulls a lot. I know some people like going for like an understated highlight. I usually use colorful highlighter these days and not just like a bronzing highlighter or like a gold base highlighter. I really don't actually like gold base highlighters anymore, and I rarely wear them. I'll typically wear like a purple one or a pink highlighter because I just think they're so fun. I was really happy to get my hands. I only wanted this duo because I wanted a green. I wanted a green highlighter so bad. We're gonna put in a little more. Why not? We're supposed to be a pumpkin. Now I need an orange highlighter, and I don't think I have one. I love this because it's so extra. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. By a little, I mean a lot. I wouldn't say that it's chunky, but it's definitely more of like a glitter than a highlighter to me. And that's okay. It's not my favorite formula, but the color makes up for it. And I might go on top with my foundation brush to kind of blend it, like tone it down maybe a little bit, just a little bit. As if that's gonna be able to tone down anything though. Now for a lip, I'm thinking just brown lip liner and a gloss, if I'm being honest. I mean, I could put on black, but I'm not going for Halloween. I'm just going for a pumpkin. So we're just gonna be like super basic when it comes to the lip. Going into my favorite BFF4. It's getting there. It's getting down to the wire now, and I still have yet to find another brown lip liner that I like as much as this one, but I'm working on it. Should I make it a series on the search for a new nude? Like, would anyone be interested in my endeavors to find a brown lip liner as much as I like this one? And I know that sounds silly because there's so many, but exactly, there's so many, and there's so many different brown undertones that I don't like. And I feel like that's what makes it even funnier. And then I'm just gonna grab, I guess, the one from Joa. It's their Glossify like lip gloss, and this one is in Crystal Ball. As you can see, it's supposed to be clear. It's not anymore because I never wiped off the doe foot because I'm terrible. I'm terrible. It still goes on pretty clear though. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily on the sticky side, because I mean, it is just a little bit, but I like it more than the Essence. Like, I think I still have. Yep, I still have two. They're the same. This is the Essence Extreme Shine Volume Lip Gloss in Crystal Clear. I love this one. This Essence one is actually like really good. Here's the thing. You can only use a little bit, because the second you start talking in about 5 minutes, all of it is going to be on your chin. Like, all of it. And so I really don't like that aspect about it. But the Glossify one, I can continuously layer up and it does not get goopy and spilly all over, like under my lips and onto my chin. And so that's why I like it a little bit better. And it's just really nice. It glides on really smooth. It looks really good in person. And so I really like that about it too. Is there anything else that I want to do before we close this out? My hair has been growing in. I don't think I'm going to continue to bleach it blonde. This was just a very nice moment. But as you can see, the black's coming back. Oh, let me put on mascara. I really didn't want to put on lashes today. This is the Rare Beauty Mini. And actually, after a couple layers, it looks really good. It just looks so weird on camera. It's so crazy because I feel like you can't really see my lashes on camera. But in person, this is actually giving it volume. And I don't know if I'd say it's giving it length, but it's definitely giving it volume that I wanted. I'm gonna do one more run through. And then I'm gonna zoom you guys in as much as I can so that you can see. See if you can you see my lashes? Can you see that? Here is the finished look that I'm working with. I definitely went a little heavy-handed on the highlighter, and that's okay because again, I'm not going anywhere. I don't really plan on going anywhere today. I ended up actually kind of liking this look a lot. The most disappointing shade is definitely the orange, because I felt like it just was not giving what I wanted it to give. I might try it out with a different base and see if I like that a little more. I did like that there was actually really no fallout with this. All of the now fallout that I have is from my highlighter versus from any of the eyeshadow. So I'm kind of really surprised about that. Do I look like a pumpkin yet? I feel like this side a lot more than say this side, and that's okay with me. Again, thanks guys for coming by, for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. All of my 50 subscribers mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Drink some water and see you soon. Bye!